بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم once again, guys. We are doing another story from the قصص الأنبياء, and today we are doing the amazing story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, one of my favorites, if not the second favorite prophets after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is Ibrahim alayhi salam. So I'm really excited to do this story with you guys, inshallah. If you want to participate, remember, you just raise your hand and we can know what to do, okay? All right, so we have Sultana, we have Fahima, we have Saima. Okay, so let's see if we can be able to divide this story into three. It's long enough, so I'm sure we'll find enough. So we have how many pages? Let's see. 3 pages, fantastic. So we'll just do per page. I think that will be easier. Okay, so we'll do, let's see the order here again. So we have Sultana, you do the first page. Fahima, you do the second page. And Saima, you do the last page.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hissatu Ibrahim alayhi salam. So, Asha Ibrahim alayhi salam baina qawmin yabuduna al-asnama min dunillahi.
Yes.
Wa kana waliduhu yasna'uha wa yabi'uha lil qawmi illa anna Ibrahim alayhi salam lam yattabi ma kana alayhi qawmuhu.
So maybe you can translate, you can try and translate up to that.
Okay.
Then we continue.
Should I translate now, sister? No.
Yes. Let's read as we
Asha.
translate.
Okay. Asha Ibrahim alayhi salam baina qawmi yabuduna al-asnama min dunillahi. So Ibrahim alayhi salam stayed or lived between. It should be between or among.
Among, yes, good.
Among the people who were worshipping the idols other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَانَ وَالِدُهُ يَصْنَعُهَا وَيَبِيعُهَا لِلْقَوْمِ. Okay, and his father Sana Yasna'u was Yasna'uha lilqawmi, like he used to make the idols.
Yes.
He used to make the idols and he used to sell them in his among his people.
Yeah, to the people.
To the people. Illa an Ibrahim, but Anna Ibrahim, but Ibrahim alayhi salam, except Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Lam
yattabi, and he lam yattabi ma kana alayhi qawmuhu. He never ittaba is to follow, right? Ittaba.
Yes.
To follow. He wasn't following. He didn't follow what what his people used to.
Yes, or what his people were upon, or what his people used to do.
Okay. Arada an bayyana yubayyina an yubayyina lahum bi Batlana.
This is going to be but.
Butlana. Butlanu. Butlanu, it will be? No? Because of
why do you think butlanu?
Butlanu, yeah. No, it is mafule bihi of yubayyana fail.
Yes.
Okay. Butlana shirkahum. Shirkahum.
So what's the relationship you think between butlana and shirk?
Butlana shirkahum lahum. Butlana shirkahum. Their shirk. It is their shirk.
So
it should be badal of that?
No. Their shirk of theirs. Remember that?
Okay.
So it's mudaf mudaf ilayh. It's light, no al. See? So this is going to be a mudaf, and for shirk.
Shirkihim. Shirkihim.
Yes.
Okay. Butlana shirkihim. Okay. So arada an yubayyana lahum butlana shirkihim. So Ibrahim alayhi salam made a irada karna. What is to say?
Wanted.
He wanted that yubayyana is to bring a clarity between them. Or was it
to clarify?
Between them, to clarify, clarify them. Butlana shirkihim is about their shirk is what to say.
So here you can say like butlan is falsifying or abolishing, or what other word can we use here? Falsehood. Yes, that's the word.
Okay. To bring okay in their falsehood, right?
Falsehood
of
their shirk.
Of their shirk. Falsehood of the shirk.
Yes.
Bayyata lahum dalilan. Bayyata yusabbitu dalilan.
So this is bayyata. It means to hatch a plan or to scheme or to plot. I prefer devise a plan, to come up with a plan. In this context, it makes more sense. So he came up with a plan, or he plotted, he schemed, any one of those. Fine.
Okay, he plotted a plan along with some dalil is what to say.
So this is going to be as a proof, as an evidence.
Evidence, yeah, dalil is evidence. For them as an evidence. Sabbata yusabbitu lahum.
You can say yusabbitu or yuthbitu. It's also fine. Because normally when there's a shadda, they will indicate it for you. So if they don't indicate the shadda, so you can see like for here for bayyata, they put a shadda. So if they don't indicate, most likely it's going to be aslama family. So yuthbitu.
Yusbitu lahum. Anna asnamahum. Asnamahum la tazurru wa la tanfa'u. Okay, to submit is to prove for them that their idols neither can they harm nor can they what to say
benefit
them.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. For fi yawmi khurujihim. For fi, so one day khurujihim is he brought them out.
No, so khuruj is a masdar. So kharaja yakhruju, khuruj. So on the day they went out, on the day of their going out.
Okay, on the day of their going out. Hattama Ibrahim. Hattama Ibrahim. Okay, alayhi salam. Asnamuhum jami'a asnamuhum.
Yes, asnamahum.
Jami'aha illa sanaman kabiran lahum.
Yes.
Okay. Hattama Ibrahim alayhi salam. That is, he plotted, is it?
He smashed.
Okay, he smashed. Ibrahim alayhi salam smashed their idols all together.
Yeah, or
Except
all of them.
All of them, except a big idol of their, one of their big idol.
Yeah, or their big idol. Yes.
ليرجع
ليرجع
القوم إليه
القوم
القوم ليرجع يرجع أو قوم أوكي ليرجع القوم إليه أوكي يعلم ولما يعلم ويعلم أنها لا تضرهم ولا تنفعوهم ولا تنفعوهم إلا أنهم أو قدوا أوقدوا النار أوقدوا النار file is there, yeah. أوقدوا النار. Okay, لهم ليرجع. So the people left so that the people ليرجع, so that the people come back.
Return. Yes, come
towards
back.
it.
Yes.
Come back
Yes.
towards it. وَيَعْلَمُ, and they know, and they will know indeed that لَا تَزُرُّهُمْ, so that indeed that neither they what to say, Zarru is
so وَيَعْلَمُ, so that they know أنها, that indeed the idols لا تضرهم, do not harm them,
do not harm them, yeah. وَلَا تَنْفَعُهُمْ, neither can they benefit them.
Yes.
Illa, except indeed they are the awqadu is
you can say light a fire or
light
start
a fire. Yeah. Aquduhun nar, ji. So that they light the fire.
In this case, lit, because it's Madi, so they lit a fire.
Indeed, they lit the fire. So this is going back to tanfa. Okay, towards awqadu. Okay. لإهراق إبراهيم إبراهيم.
Yes.
لإهراق إبراهيم alayhi salam. What is the meaning of ihraq?
To burn. Or to, yeah, to burn.
Okay, to burn. Okay, to burn Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Yeah.
Achha, they lit the fire so that they can burn Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Exactly.
Hina alimu bima fa'alahu bi asnamihim fanajjahu Allahu minha.
Yes.
Okay, so Hina is until they knew what they were doing to it, right? What they were doing.
What he.
Fa'ala.
Huwa. Fa'ala.
Okay, what he was doing.
What he did.
What he did with the idols, with their idols.
Or to their idols.
To their idols, okay. Fanajjahu, hence najja yunajji. Hence they should. Hence Allah will. Najja is no najat dena, to save, right?
Yes.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him from it. That is from the fire.
Yes. Fahima has a question, so let's take that question and then we can continue.
Sister Ilham, I was wondering, I was not able to frame up the story. وَيَعْلَمُ أَنَّهَا لَا تَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا تَنْفَعُهُمْ. They knew that neither they harm them nor benefit them. إِلَّا أَنَّهُمْ أَوْقَدُوا النَّارِ, except that they kindled the fire. So, did they skip the middle part and it's directly showing that they kindled the fire because they want to punish Ibrahim alayhi salam?
So let me just translate it for you so that maybe it can flow.
Okay.
So ففي يوم خروجهم, on the day that they went out, or on the day of their going out, حطم إبراهيم عليه السلام أصنامهم جميعها إلا صنما كبيرا لهم. So Ibrahim smashed عليه السلام smashed all their idols, all of them except the big one to them. ليرجع القوم إليه, so that the people could go back to it. Here إليه going back to الصنم الأكبر, the big idol, so that people can return to the big one. He left the big one on purpose so that the people can return to it. وَيَعْلَمُ, and so that, so this يَعْلَمُ goes back to يَرْجِعَ because it's both mansub. So lam is working on يَرْجِعَ, so that they come back and so that they know. Okay, so وَيَعْلَمُ, and so that they know أَنَّهَا لَا تَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا تَنْفَعُهُم, and so that they know that they don't benefit them and they don't harm them and they don't benefit them. إِلَّا أَنَّهُمْ أَوْقَدُوا النَّارِ. So basically they came back, they're assuming that you've understood Ibrahim broke the idols. Now they've come back to the big idols. They saw all the other idols are broken down. And then they decided to do what? To light a fire, to punish whoever did this. Like they didn't even think twice. They were like, we're going to light a fire to punish whoever did this. لإحراق إبراهيم عليه السلام. Yeah, I hope that's clear.
Okay. Yeah, just a second.
All right. So
كما أقام عليهم الحجة أقام عليهم الحجة.
Beautiful.
حجة أيضا بإبطال ما كانوا يزعمون. So it is in the way Aqama, he stood alayhim upon them. Like hujjat means discussion, right, sister?
You can say the
argument.
Case. Yeah, the argument or the case. Yeah. Okay,
argument stood between them, upon them also, right?
Against
it is
them.
In that way? Against them.
In this case, against, yeah.
Against
so the
them.
case stood against them. Like, or how do I explain this? Like, they knew that the argument was against them because the idols don't benefit them or harm them. So they know that the argument or the case was against them.
Okay. Bil batili. Bil is, that is what is hidden, right? Batil is the Ibtali.
Ibtali, you can say to cancel. To abolish, to cancel.
To abolish.
Yeah.
Okay, to abolish what they have planned.
يزعمون what they
plotted.
No, not plot. Claim.
Okay.
Yeah.
بأن القمر.
Yes.
بأن القمر والشمس والكواكب لا تصلح للإباء.
لا تصلح. I think, yeah, لا تصلح.
لا تصلح. صلح يصلح.
I thought it's from Nasara family.
تصلح. يعني صلح يصلح.
لا تصلح للإبادة.
Yes, I think you can stop there. You can just do the translation of this part and then.
So, بأن indeed, the moon, the sun.
We can say because.
And this because the moon, the sun, and the stars, لا تصلح. Like in don't صلح يصلح.
It doesn't befit, or they're not appropriate.
Okay, they aren't appropriate for his creatures, Lilibadi, for his bande.
For worship.
for worship.
Yeah.
Jazak.
Okay. Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. Good. Let's go to Fahima.
إذ كان okay, I'll start from here. إذ كانوا طلق يطلقوا إذ كانوا يطلقون تلك الأسماء أسماء على الأصنام. So when they used to let go these names of the idols.
Yes. Yeah, so talaqa, when it comes with ala, it has the meaning of uttering. One of the meanings, it has so many meanings. So one of the meanings is to utter or to say. So they used to say these names, like they used to say al-qamar wa shams wa al-kawakiba. They used to say these names. They used to utter these names. Ala al-asnami, on the idols.
Okay.
Sister,
So
divorce also what is the word which comes from this tala, to utter?
talaqa.
Talaq, as in divorce.
Yeah, divorce.
Yeah, it comes from the same root letters, talaq. So, but that one is talaqa, family too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. فبين لهم تدرجا أن العبادة لا تكون إلا لخالق القمر والشمس والكواكب. So it was clear for them the progress that it was clear for them the progress is
Yes.
clear for them the
tadarrujan, daraja, like progressively. So he clarified to them progressively. This will be the hal. Yeah.
This is masdar, right, sister? Huh?
Yes. Tadarraja, yatadarraju tadarrujan.
فبين لهم تدرجا أن العبادة. So it became clear for them gradually that ibadati, the worship is not is nothing but for the creator of the moon and the sun and the stars.
Yes. So yeah, you can say is only. Yeah. In an this structure la plus illa, you can just use only. Like he clarified to them gradually that the worship is only for al-Khaliq, the لخالق القمر, the creator of moon, shamsi wal kawakib.
Okay, that the worship is only for the creator of the moon and the sun and the stars. After that it is was samawati wal ardi, and the heavens and the earth. قال تعالى is it clear? قال تعالى في بيان قصة نبيه in the statement في بيان قصة نبيه in the statement in the revealing of the story of his prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Correct, sister? Correct?
Yeah, you can say statement or clarification, bayan. But also
okay,
statement, I think, works.
Sister Ilham?
Yes. Sorry?
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Yeah,
so
I can't hear you.
Over there, خالق القمر.
Yeah.
It's mansoob over there.
Oh, I put mansoob. Oh, sorry, li. Harf jar. Sorry about that. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for that clarification. لخالق القمر. Yeah. Good.
So in Allah Ta'ala, in the clarification of the story of his prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, can you just وَلَقَدْ آتِينَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ, certainly آتَيْنَا, we sent or we gave.
Yes.
We gave Ibrahim rushdahu, guidance. So guidance, his guidance.
Yeah, his
from
guidance.
Before. So certainly we gave Ibrahim alayhi salam his guidance min qablu, from before, means before,
Mhm.
وَكُنَّا بِهِ عَالِمِينَ, and we were عَالِمِينَ with it, we were عَالِمِينَ in the words,
عالم.
with him in the
عالم.
words.
No, so علم يعلم علما فهو
Also
عالم.
known.
Yes.
And we were known with it, and we were known.
Yeah, or we knew about it, or we were knowers of it. We were aware. You can also use, but I'm not so sure. But yeah, so وَكُنَّا بِهِ عَالِمِينَ, and we knew about it, something like that.
عَالِمِين is the knower, right? It's a noun, right, sister?
Yes, it's a noun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
fa'il.
اسم فاعل, yeah, عالمين. Okay. إذ قال لأبيه, when he said to his nation,
Mhm.
وقومه, and his people, ما هذه التماثيل التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون. What these statues? What are these statues which you devote yourself to it?
Yes.
قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. They said, we found our forefathers abidin, worshippers to it. Means we found our forefathers worshipping to it.
Yes.
قال لقد كنتم أنتم وآباؤكم في ضلال مبين. He said, certainly, or لقد means certainly, you all, you and your forefathers are, this is breaks here, are in dalalin mubin, are in great error.
Yes.
Clear error.
Mm.
قالوا أجئتنا بالحق. قالوا, they said, أجئتنا بالحق, you brought us with the truth.
Yes.
Okay, okay. أجئتنا بالحق أم أنت من اللاعبين. قالوا, they said, you brought us with the truth,
Have you?
or you.
So, this
is question, right?
Yes.
Question, right? Have you brought us with the truth, or you are of those who those who play amusement?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I think that the idea they're trying to pass across is: are you joking? Like, have you brought us the truth, or are you joking? Are you a joker? Are you playing? So la'ib is a player. Yeah.
Play. Okay, it's a player. Are you among the players? Is it?
Yeah,
Is it
something
like,
like that. That's very
one who
literal.
plays?
Literal. Yes.
Okay. Okay. قال بل ربكم رب السماوات. Okay. قال بل ربكم رب السماوات والأرض الذي فطرهن وأنا على ذلكم من الشاهدين. Okay. He said, rather your Lord of the heavens and the earth, is the one who created them, and I am على ذلكم, upon you all, and I'm upon you all, among the one who testifies.
So you can say I am about that to you all. So ذلكم, this is like ismul ishara. When I say ذلك,
yeah.
Basically the ismul ishara is just the lam للبعد, and then kaf. What that means, lam is for something that is far. When I say ذلك, so ذلي, I'm pointing at something that is far. So the ismul ishara is actually just that. The lam is for something that is far, and ka is for the person that I'm pointing it to. Like if I'm addressing one person, a male, I would say ذلك, you look over there. That's basically what this whole phrase means. It's actually three parts. You have the dha part, which is the ismul ishara, the lam part, which is telling you that it's pointing to something that is far, and then the ka is the person you're addressing. So if I'm pointing to a female, I will say dhali, he, you lady, look over there. If I'm saying y'all, look over there, I'm going to say dhalikum, which is what we are seeing here. So y'all, wa ana ala dhalikum, which is pointing to this fact that Rabbukum Rabbus Samawati wal Ard alladhi fatarahun. So about that statement that he has just made, I am among the witnesses. Min ash-shahidin. I hope that's clear.
Sister Uma, وَأَنَا عَلَى ذَلِكُمْ. So it just says, and I am above you all. About, what is
No,
عَلَى ذَلِكُم? I didn't get.
on that. You can say about that or
I'm
on that.
about that. On that, among the shahidins. Among, no, I am about that. And then ذَلِكُم, how would you try? No, I'm not getting this. وَأَنَا عَلَى ذَلِكُم مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ.
Yeah, so basically the kum, you don't have to translate it because I'm pointing them towards something. So Ibrahim is pointing his people, he's telling his people about this thing that I just mentioned, Rabbukum Rabbus Samawati wal Ard. I am a witness to this statement. So he's telling his people, yeah. So the kum is just the people being pointed at. You don't have to translate it.
Oh, we don't have to translate. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am about that. Okay, among the shahidins. Correct.
Yeah.
وَتَاللَّهِ لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَنْ تُوَلَّوْا مُدْبِرِينَ. Okay, تُوَلُّوا. And by Allah, surely I'm the most Akida. Okay, Akida.
You can say to harm.
Harm,
like I will most certainly for sure going to harm your idols. Ibrahim is making them a promise.
It's which family system?
Akida. Akidu. This one.
Yeah, it's a family one system.
Kada
yes.
yakidu,
Kada
right?
yakidu. Yeah.
Kada yakidu.
Sister,
kada yakidu is plotting or harm, sister?
In this case, harming. You can say plotting as well, but I feel like harming suits the context better.
Acha. Okay.
Akada like aqama yuqimu.
Not
like?
akada, just kada.
Kada.
Yakidu.
Okay, kada yakidu. Okay.
Kada yakidu.
Yeah, daraba yadribu.
Okay. It's then.
So ana akidu.
Yeah, correct. So by Allah, I will harm your idols after after you left back, after you leave back.
Yeah. So mudbir comes from adbara yudbiru, which is aslama yuslimu, and you basically means to turn back. So mudbir is somebody who turns back. So we're like a back turner. So somebody who turns back. So he's promising them like immediately, like as soon as you turn your backs away from these idols, I'm going to destroy them. That's what he's telling them.
Sister Ilham, can I ask you something? Why after you turn away, we can use, instead of this, we can use the fi'l mudari also, right? Fi'l mudari, fi'l madi after you turn away.
So tawallo, then mudbirin is a hal.
Hal.
Yeah.
No, I was asking like mudbirin is a ism file, right?
Yes, ism file. Yeah. Mudbir.
So instead of using the ism file, we could have placed the mudari as well.
Tuwallu yadbiruna. Yudbiruna.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Okay, no problem, right? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. فجعلهم جذاذا إلا كبيرا لهم لعلهم إليه يرجعون. Then he made them humiliated.
Judad, I think it's like, I don't know.
Subjugated,
not really, like crushed. So he basically turned to the idols and just crushed them and made them into broken down pieces or
crushed. Okay.
We say juz, small pieces.
Small
juz
pieces, yeah.
Okay.
Juz.
Okay.
So that's what you say.
فجعلهم جزازا. Then he made it. Then he crushed them. Except the big one, so that they return to it.
Yes.
Sister Ilham, again and again I'm seeing lahum, lahum, lahum.
Yes, we're going to
If
talk
we
about
don't
that.
use, if we don't use it also, it makes sense, right, Sister Ilham?
Oh, if we say إلا كبيرا لعلهم إليه يرجعون. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can say إلا, but so
Now,
the
how does
big
it?
one
It's
of
making
them.
a sense in a sentence if it doesn't use also. See, like then he crushed them, except the bigger one, so that they will return to it. So when I
Yes.
was reading it, I was like confused. Like lahum in the above
Oh,
lines also.
okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. In the Quran, it's so amazing. Allah, I know you're confusing like two whom. There are two kinds of whom here. There's the one whom is referring to the idols, one whom is referring to the people. So that if you don't distinguish between the two, you'll be confused, like what is going on? فَجَعَلَهُمْ إِلَّا كَبِيرًا لَهُمْ لَعَلَّهُمْ. Who is he talking about? So you have to understand here, Allah did not use, remember when we were studying non-human broken plurals, we said they were treated as one F, singular feminine.
Yeah.
So we expect asnaman to be جَعَلَهَا, not جَعَلَهُمْ. But Allah is saying جَعَلَهُمْ, which is remarkable, by the way. So here it's actually supposed to be فَجَعَلَهَا جُذَاذًا إِلَّا كَبِيرًا لَهَا لَعَلَّهُمْ, so that now the people إِلَيْهِ يَرْجِعُونَ, they can come back to it. Yeah, so that's what
Okay, it's addressing to the people here, lahum. So that is to make a
yes.
clarification that okay.
Yeah, so that the people
If I'm
إِلَيْهِ
not wrong,
يَرْجِعُونَ.
these are the ayahs of the Quran, Sister Mo?
Yes, this is Quran now.
Oh,
Yeah.
يا جماعة قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا إنه لمن الظالمين. They said, whoever did this with our idols, with our gods,
Yeah,
indeed he is among the wrongdoers. قالوا سمعنا فتى يذكرهم يقال له إبراهيم. They said, we heard a boy discussing يذكره, he remembered them saying to him Ibrahim. I'm sorry.
Not
They
saying,
said,
here we'll say called, a boy called Ibrahim. This is an old Arabic way of saying called. Like his name is Ibrahim. Or even you can say his name.
يقال له Ibrahim is it's like a template, Sister Ilham?
Yeah, that's how it's used here to say basically it means his name is is Ibrahim. It's not used to say that he used to say or he said.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that here. Yeah.
Sister Ilham, they said, we heard a boy, يذكرهم, is he remembers them.
Yeah, remembers them or mentioning them or talking about them.
Them is here is who, Sister Ilham? I'm
Again,
so sorry.
the idols. I know it's confusing. So
Idols.
it's supposed to be ha, yadkuruha, but Allah used the whom version, yadkuruhum. So we had a boy, so they said, we had about a boy, yadkuruhum, mentioning the idols. His name is Ibrahim, or he's called Ibrahim.
So how would you find out now here that it is mentioned into it's through the context only. Contextually you have to understand.
The context. Yeah, the context.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can have who's next? Was it Saima? Let me just check here. Yes, Saima. You can finish the text for us.
Bismillah. قالوا فأتوا به على أعين الناس لعلهم يشهدون. They said, so bring him in front of the people's eyes so that they can witness. قالوا أأنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم. They said, did this with our idols, O Ibrahim? قال, he said, well, yes, of course. فعله.
Bal here means rather or
rather.
However, yeah, rather instead. I think rather is fine. It means rather.
Oh, because it's negating the previous thing and it will affirm the.
It's not bala. Bala is the one that means yes. This is just bal, rather. Yeah.
This is rather fa'alahu kabiruhum. Instead, the biggest of them did this. Other did this. Fas'alhu fas'alahum fa'asluhum in kanu yantiqun. So they asked him, them. They asked them.
So ask them. So Ibrahim is still speaking.
Okay.
So ask them.
So ask them if kanu yantiqun is
speak.
Speak.
Nataqa
So
yantiqun.
ask them if they can speak. فَرَجَعُوا إِلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. So they returned towards themselves, towards their idols or أنفسهم.
So basically, they came back to their senses. That's what it means. It's a phrase. It's an idiom of the Quran. رَجَعُوا إِلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. They came to their senses. It literally means they came back to themselves. Like they realized, they made a realization in their heads, which kind of makes, like, it's easier to just say they came to their senses.
Okay. Innakum antumuz zalimun. Definitely you people are the wrongdoers. Thumma nukisu ala ru'usihim. Nakasa is what, Sushala?
Yeah, so this is another word for relapse. Again, like they relapsed in their judgment. They were wrong, then they realized they were wrong. But after they realized they were wrong, they went back to their previous, judgment. Yeah, so nukisu, basically they relapsed in their judgment. You can say something like that. So this whole phrase, it actually comes with ala because it's muta'addi biharf. So this whole phrase is used to mean they relapsed in their judgment or in their thinking.
It's a majhul, Sister Ella?
Yes, it's majhul. Nukisu. And I know I'm translating it in not a majhul way, and probably that's why you're wondering. But that's just how it's translated. Or you can say they suffered a relapse. Because there's no, I couldn't find another translation for this. That's just how they translated it. Yeah.
لقد علمت ما هؤلاء ينطقون. So definitely you knew what these
that
they are speaking. They spoke.
Don't.
Ma okay, it's situation ma. Okay. Yeah. That they do not speak. Qala, he said, أَفَتَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Do you all worship other than Allah? مَا لَا يَنْفَعُكُمْ. The one who does not benefit you all.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Shayan in anything. وَلَا يَضُرُّكُمْ. And neither they can harm you all. Uffin lakum. Uff, like some kind of word it is.
Yeah, so I tried to find out what this means, but couldn't. So in the translations, they just say shame on. That's how they translated it. Yeah.
وَلِمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. And walima. And what you all worship other than Allah.
Yeah, so shame on you and shame on whatever you're worshipping other than Allah.
أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Don't you all have brain? قالوا, they said, حَرِّقُهُ. Burn him. Once suru and help alihatakum, your idols. In kuntum fa'ilina. If you are going to do something, or if you're going, that only, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Kulna, we said, Ya naru, O fire, kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahima. Fire become cool and peaceful over Ibrahim alayhi salam. Wa aradu bihi kaidan. They intended Qaida will be a chal, a plot, a plan
Yeah.
for him.
Or harm
فجعل
in this case. Yeah. All that is fine.
harm for him. فجعلناهم الأخسرين, and we made them the losers.
Yes.
لم يؤمن برسالة إبراهيم عليه السلام إلا زوجته سارة وسارة.
Yes. إلا زوجته سارة. Yes.
وابن أخيه
Actually, Sarah too, because
سارة.
it's a feminine names are mostly partly flexible. They're never fully flexible.
وابن أخيه لوط.
Yes.
لوط عليه السلام. So, except only his wife Sarah and the son of his brother Lut alayhi salam believed in his message.
Yes.
وقد رحل معهما
متوجها. توجه يتوجه توجها. So متوجه.
متوجها إلى هران. And what does word mean? متوجها.
Facing. So wajh literally means face.
Yes.
So mutawajjih to somebody who is facing a direction.
And he traveled with both of them facing towards Haran.
Yeah, or headed towards Haran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any one of those is fine. Facing, headed, going to, or in the direction of. Also, I've had Ustad using this in the direction also.
ثم إلى فلسطين, then towards Palestine. ثم إلى مصر, then towards the Egypt. وتزوجوا هنا من هاجرة, and there he married هاجرة. وأنجب منها إسماعيل عليه السلام. Ismail alayhi salam was born from her.
Yeah, and you can translate it like that. The literal meaning is he got Ismail from her.
ثم رزق إسحاق عليه السلام. Thereafter, he was blessed with Ishaq alayhi salam min zawjatihi Sarah, from his wife Sarah. بعد أن أرسل الله سبحانه إليه ملائكة تبشره بذلك. Allah sent, this will be maful, malaikata.
Yes, but is it fully flexible or partly flexible?
Okay. Malaikatan. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent angels towards him who gave him the good news of that, or who gave them this good news.
Yes.
Qudratan min Allahi subhanahu. Power or ability from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Here we can say as a decree. So, قدر يقدر ويقدر also is to decree something. So, as a decree from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And this can be a sifa also min Allahi.
Ahal.
So, Allah's degree, we can.
Yes, as a decree. So, it's going to be a hal in this case. Because it's nasab.
Yeah. Why did it was like nasab?
Because it's a hal.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So, okay, the sentence is not ending. It's like there's just a comma, and then it's just start. It's continuing.
Yes. It's continuing. Yes.
بعد أن بلغ مبلغا من
العمر.
مبلغا من العمر. After they both reached very old age, mubalghan, like the peak.
Yes. Beautiful.
And then they both became very old.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically this is also another phrase, بلغ مبلغا, to reach the end of something. So they reached the end of their age, like at the very end, they were very old when they got Ishaq. So what he's saying, as a decree from Allah, after they had reached a very old age. That's what they are trying to say there.
So it is zarf system, مبلغ,
No,
مفعلة.
this is مفعول مطلق, or you can say نائب مفعول مطلق. So this kind of word is actually something we call masdar mimi. It's a masdar that starts with a meme. Okay, so there are a few of these that are there, masdars that have meme on it. And you see the verb is being repeated. So balagha mablaghan. And because of that, you have to think of maf'ul mutlaq world. Yeah, and because it's not the same masdar from the same family, then we can say it's na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq. Or just some books will just say it's maf'ul mutlaq. Either way, it's in the world of maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah.
Sister Lam, this min is married half to balagha? Or they both reached a peak of their age,
Yeah. So normally, like, you would have this, when you have this phrase balagha mablaghan, it will come with mean something. Min al-ilmi, balagha mablaghan min al, I don't know, something. In this case, min al-umri. Like, it's just specifying what the extent
of
the
what?
end of what.
Of what?
Yes. Of what.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. No problem, Mariam. It's okay. I'll continue. I think she already left. Okay. Yeah, so basically that's the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. That's the end. We all know the story of Ibrahim, how it all went down. So this was just the reading of it. And normally we take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to just talk about the lessons that we learn from this story. So if you have anything, you can let us know. But just as I was reading the ayat of the Quran, again, the amazing, when Allah tells a story in the Quran, it's so vivid, it's so, you can almost imagine it. If there's something to taste, you can almost taste it. If something to smell, you can almost smell it. If something to see, you can almost see it in front of your eyes. And that's how I was feeling when I was reading this ayat. And I just wanted to take you quickly, hopefully, through this ayat and how I was basically feeling when I was reading them. And if somebody wants to say something, because I know we are almost at time, you can just let me know. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَكُنَّ مِنْ بِهِ عَالِمِينَ. So we gave Ibrahim his guidance, and we were knowers of that. We were aware of that. Now the story begins. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ مَا هَذِهِ التَّمَاثِيلُ الَّتِي أَنْتُمْ لَهَا عَاكِفُونَ. So dad, and he was asking his people, like, what are these statues that you guys are constantly devoting yourselves to? Like, what are these? What are they? So he's, by the way, at this age, he's like 12 years old. So he's pretending not to understand what they're doing. See the wisdom, first of all, in Ibrahim. He's such a young boy, but the wisdom in this boy, mashallah. Yeah. So he's coming to them and it's like, okay, so what are these idols exactly that you guys are spending so much time? And again, akifun here is an ism. So it has the idea of permanence. Like, you're permanently devoting yourself to these things. All your time you're spending it on these things. What are they? قالوا, they said, وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. We found our forefathers doing it. We found our fathers worshipping them. Again, abidin is an ism. So they were constantly doing it. They were permanently worshipping these things, and that's why we are doing it. So he said, قال لقد كنتم أنتم وآباؤكم في ضلال مبين. Clearly, you guys, you and your forefathers, you're in great error. You are in clear error. قالوا, they looked at him, they're like, wait, what? أجئتنا بالحق أم أنت من اللاعبين? So they're mocking him. They're like, oh, so you brought us the truth then, huh? You have the truth. You 12-year-old boy, you have the truth, or you're just joking around, or you're just fooling around. You're playing with us, basically. قال, he said, بل ربكم رب السماوات والأرض الذي فطرهن. Actually, rather, your Rabb is the Rabb of samawat, of the heavens and the earth, and he is the one فطرهن. فطر means to create in this context, but it also has the meaning of splitting. فاطر السماوات والأرض, or splitting, breaking, which I thought was so amazing how Allah used this word. He could have used خلقهن, الذي خلقهن, could have said the one who created them, خلق, or جعل, or some other word, but Allah used فطر. Why? Because again, when we look at the initiation, how the heavens and the earth, science tells us, it started with the Big Bang. So it just split up, it broke, it exploded. Subhanallah, and Allah used the right word to explain that in the tongue of Ibrahim. He is the one who basically split the heavens and the earth. Yeah, they were together and he split them. فطرهن. وأنا على ذلك من الشاهدين, and I'm definitely a witness to that. This 12-year-old boy is telling his people, and he goes on to say, وَتَاللَّهِ, and I swear by Allah, لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَسْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَن تُوَلُّوا مُدْبِرِينَ. I am certainly, no doubt, again, لام التوكيد, you have نون الثقيلة here, no doubt, for sure, definitely, I am going to destroy, I am going to harm, I am going to plot against these idols of yours. بعد أن تولوا مدبرين, when you turn away, turned away. Yeah, when you just turn yourselves, when you turn your backs away from me, you watch what I'm about to do. فَجَعَلَهُمْ جُذَاذًا. So when they went, wherever they went, because he pretended to be sick and he stayed in bed, and they left, they went partying, and he woke up and he smashed them and he turned them into dust. He crumbled them, basically, except إِلَّا كَبِيرًا لَهُمْ, except the big one of them. لَعَلَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ يَرْجِعُونَ, so that they can come back to it. Okay, no problem, Fahima. It's fine, you may leave. Whoever needs to leave, you can leave, no problem. Okay. لَعَلَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ يَرْجِعُونَ, so that they come back to that big one. Remember, he was plotting, he was planning. He had a very intelligent plan. He was like, I'm going to destroy all of these things, I'm going to leave the big one, so that they can come back to this big one and be confused. What is happening? قالوا, so when they came back, we're like, من فعل هذا بآلهتنا? Who did this to our gods? إنه لمن الظالمين. He is certainly a wrongdoer. قالوا, they said, سمعنا فتى يذكرهم يقال له إبراهيم. You know what? We heard about a boy who used to mention about breaking them and destroying them and harming them. We heard about this boy, 12-year-old boy, Ibrahim. That was his name. You know, he used to mention about these idols. قالوا, they said, فأتوا به على أعين الناس فأتوا. Okay, in that case, you better bring him in front of people, لعلهم يشهدون, so that they may witness the kind of monstrosity this 12-year-old boy has done to our gods. How dare he destroys our gods? He's going to destroy our gods. We are going to parade him in front of people so that people can mock him and boo him and throw things at him. And basically, when I was reading this, I was imagining, you know, all those old movies where they're bringing somebody for judgment. A criminal is being brought to be executed, and he's being dragged in front of the people, and the people are booing him and they're insulting him and they're doing all these things and throwing things at him. Yani, that's the imagery that comes to mind, you know, ala a'yunin nas. They could have just gone to his home and done the case there. No, they wanted to bring him out and embarrass him and show the people what Ibrahim had done. قالوا, they said to him, أنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم? Look, Ibrahim, listen, boy, are you the one who did this to our idols? Are you the one who did this to our gods? قال, he looked dead straight in their eyes and said, بل فعله كبيرهم هذا. What? No, this big one is the one who did it. I mean, فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. Go ahead, ask the idols. They're laying there. They're all broken and damaged and stuff. Why don't you just ask them? If at all they actually speak, why don't you just ask them who did it? I'm sure they're going to tell you it's the big one. Go on, ask them. 12-year-old boy is basically challenging these old people how to think. Subhanallah. How amazing is that? He's telling them, you know what? You think these idols can benefit you? They can give you something? They can harm you? Why don't you ask them then? Ask them who did it. قال where am I? Okay. إن كانوا ينطقون فرجعوا إلى أنفسهم. So they basically, what Ibrahim was telling them, look, if these idols can harm you, then probably they forced you to pray to them. Maybe because they can harm you, they can actually inflict harm on you. So you're afraid, so you were forced into worshiping them. Maybe that's the case. But if they can't harm you, why are you worshiping them? Maybe they're benefiting you. Maybe you're getting some benefit from them. That's why you're worshiping them. But if they're not benefiting you, why again are you worshiping them? They can't speak. They can't do anything. They can't help you. They can't harm you. And they can't help you. You're not being forced into worshiping them. You're not getting any benefit from worshiping them. Why are you doing it? It's so stupid what you're doing. Like, how can you imagine that these stones actually are going to help you, or they can speak, or they can harm you, or, you know? So Ibrahim is challenging them in their mental understanding of things. فَرَجَعُوا إِلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. So they came to their senses. They realized, oh my God, how can we imagine that these things actually speak, or they are worth something, or they can harm us, or they can benefit us, or like they came to their senses after Ibrahim showed them the truth. فَقَالُوا إِنَّكُمْ أَنْتُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Wait a second. I think we are lost here. We are wrongdoers here. Like, they understood, but they couldn't accept it. See, the arrogance set in. ثُمَّ نُكِسُوا عَلَى رُؤُوسِهِمْ. Then they relapsed back to their old judgment. They were angry. They wanted justice. They were out for blood because Ibrahim had destroyed their gods. So they just wanted to do something about it. They were like, in kuntum fa'ilin, if you're going to do something, you better do something. They just wanted to do something. لَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ مَا هَؤُلَاءِ. So they were like, you know what? You know, Ibrahim, yeah, you know these things don't speak. I mean, everybody knows stones don't speak. Yeah? Then Ibrahim was like, okay, أَفَتَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَنْفَعُكُمْ شَيْئًا وَلَا يَضُرُّكُمْ. So what you're saying is you're okay worshipping something that is not going to benefit you or harm you other than Allah. You're going to choose this stone that doesn't give you anything. It's not forcing you to worship it. It's not going to harm you if you don't worship it. You're not going to get anything out of it. And you're going to do this in spite of Allah. You're going to do this choosing these things over Allah. Like, are you so dumb you don't even think? Like, you don't understand this? This is a 12-year-old boy, guys. It's so amazing. So they were like, they didn't want to be challenged, because you can imagine if a 12-year-old boy is challenging you mentally, he's proving to be smarter than you. Most adults don't like this. So the arrogance sets in, and they're like, you know what? Burn him, burn him, burn him. So they started chanting, حَرِّقُوهُ وَانْصُرُوا آلِهَتَكُمْ. You know, burn him and save your idols, save your gods. Yeah. So I'm imagining the crowd just going wild, like, burn him, throw him in. Something like that. Weird. I know I have a crazy imagination, so bear with me. If you're going to do something, you better burn him now. Yeah. That's the kind of like conversation that was happening at that time. So they did it. They threw him in the fire. But what did Allah do? He said, قُلْنَا. We said, Ya nar, because we own the fire. Allah owns the fire. It's like, listen up, fire. كوني بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم. You better be cool and peaceful for our slave Ibrahim alayhi salam. You better be cool and peaceful. So the boy is in the fire and he's just smiling and laughing, and you know, it's just being normal. Nothing. He's not being touched by the fire. وأرادوا به كيدا فجعلناهم الأخسرين. And therefore, you know, they wanted to harm him, but we made them the true losers. And not just in this world, even in the next world, they were the losers. So they lost when they looked at Ibrahim. He's not being harmed in the fire, and they will also lose in the day of judgment when they go to Jahannam. Now they will be in the fire, and guess what? The fire of Jahannam, it's going to burn. It's not like this fire which is bardan wa salama. It's not going to be cool and peaceful. That one is going to be real. SubhanAllah. And I think I'm going to end there. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful story. If anybody wants to share any lessons or comments on the story of Ibrahim, or what stood out for you in the story, please feel free. Yes, Sultana, then we can have Saima. Sultana?
Yes, sister. I think so. What I learned is whenever it is the truth or standing in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether we are alone, I think so that's more than enough to be steadfast in what we do, neither concerning whether it's from the family or from the oppositions or it's with the majority of the population.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a beautiful point, mashallah. Barakallah feek. That's really nice. Like, it doesn't matter if the whole nation is against you. As long as you have Allah, that's it. That's enough. You know, you can have the entire, even if your own father, we know his own father was a non-Muslim. In fact, it says in the story, he's the one who used to make the idols and sell them. So he was like the maker of the idols, you know. Subhanallah. So the whole nation was against him, except his wife and his nephew, Lut alayhi salam. Subhanallah. It's a very, very good point. Thank you for that. Saima?
Yes. First of all, Subhanallah, sister, mashallah, Allahumma barik. The way you narrated it, Subhanallah, it was like one story, a picture was going on along. And
a live show, like, right, where we could imagine.
The way you feel these ayahs, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us also, that we can also feel his ayahs, his kalam that way. And the most important point which I take from the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam is never to follow the custom and the culture of our forefathers blindly.
Oh.
I live like in this part of the world where I live, like so many practices are done in the name of Islam. For example, if I'll say going and asking on the graveyards and like making a huge festival of it, like going and putting this sheets and asking over there. Then there's auzubillah, celebrating the birthday of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like his nearest and dearest sahabas, we have not got even a single hadith that they used to celebrate his birthday, or even his wife Aisha Raziyallahu anha celebrated. But in this part of the world, Allahu Akbar, they made a huge festival of it. And auzubillah, even I saw this time a very huge cake, and the people were cutting cake saying happy birthday to Rasulullah. Astaghfirullah Rabbi. Like that bad they have gone. So may Allah protect us all. Like we should never ever follow anything. Like even if we're following any practice and something comes to us, ki no, it's not from Quran or it's not from the Sunnah, we should just leave it like that only. Because even those people realize ki yeah, this is not something correct, because there is a fitra inside us. Allah has put a fitra through which we can come to know what is right and what is. But they came to know, but then soon the shaitan again attacked on them. Exactly. Like they went back on their thing. So that is a takeaway. Like if you realize that you are doing something wrong, even though your forefathers, like your parents, even if your parents and grandparents used to do it, stop it. If you come to know a thing which is, if it's wrong from Hadith or the Quran.
Yeah. Wow. So beautiful, you guys. What? That's an amazing point. Like, you know, we use that as an excuse. Oh, you know, that's how we do it in our family. That's how we do it in our culture. Are you going to go against our culture? That's a question that people would ask. Like, huh? But this is our culture. This is our tradition. This is our way of doing things. Subhanallah. That was their way, and it was a shirky way. It was a wrong way. You know, it doesn't mean that it's because it's your way and it's your forefathers used to do it and it's your culture and it's your tradition. Doesn't mean it's the right thing. It could be a wrong thing. And that's why Ibrahim told them, you and your forefathers have been in clear error. Like, this is so clear, like day and night. Can't you see? Like, what's wrong with you? You can't understand. Subhanallah. Very, very interesting. But I did not know people used to actually bake cake and sing happy birthday to the Prophet.
No, sis, actually, they do quote whenever we say that you shouldn't celebrate the birthday as such, because it is very, what to say, it's been in centuries where they're doing it. So once I quote that it should not be done, so within the family itself, I get a quote on the status saying it was Iblis who was sad on the birthday of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So please, you think, where do you stand? It is with
my God.
the party of the Iblis or query, like. Like they are
Oh my God.
intelligent, all. So that is the extreme they do here. Like,
Wow. So
Nauzubillah.
they make you feel guilty for not being
Yeah,
celebrating the birthday.
birthday, because he was the one who was very sad due to the birth of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we are sad because we are not celebrating the birthday, because we are not being with them.
Oh
So
my
that is
God.
how they put a barrier. Like, it's very
Yeah.
tough to convince them, sister. Really, they are very good with their thing. They are doctors, they are engineers, they are BTechs, but nothing from this Allah's book goes into their brain. Like,
SubhanAllah. May Allah protect us and guide us. It's a
And
very
some of
big.
them they don't celebrate, but like if some relatives they are celebrating and they are inviting them, so like they get scared. Ki, like it's okay, like we have to live in this society. Even though if we are not, we will just go and attend so that they may not feel bad. But look at the courage of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He was just, now I came to know, I thought maybe he was young, like 20, 25, but now you're telling me ki he was just 12 years old. Like if you know you are right, it doesn't, the age and everything doesn't matter. You need to be steadfast on that. Don't be scared of your like relatives or what the people will say if you will not celebrate.
It's true. And it's not just the age, it's also the wisdom. You see how he did it. It's amazing. He just, most of us, we don't have the wisdom. We'll be angry and be like, this is haram, this is wrong, don't do this. But that's not what Ibrahim did. Ibrahim did not go to his father and say, this is haram, you're going to hell if you do this. He didn't say that. He's like, okay, tell me about these things. So what are they exactly? Why are you doing this? So you see, he came in a loving way. He came in a wise way. Like, okay, so explain to me, make me understand. Why is it that you do this thing that you do? I see. Okay, so you found, okay, but it doesn't make any sense. So, like he's using wisdom to make them realize. When he smashed the idols, he used wisdom. He's the one who did it, but he told them, listen, no, it wasn't me. It was this big guy over here. This big guy. And I forgot to mention one thing, by the way. In the Quran, you would see Allah is using, like, actually, Fahima mentioned, there's whom, then it's confusing. Allah is using whom for the idols. Why is Allah using whom for the idols? It's non-human broken plural. It's supposed to be ha. Again, it's because they said whom. So you see, they actually made the idols into a living thing, because they made them into a living creature. Because human broken plurals are treated as masculine reality, like whom. So he used the pronoun. They imagined that these gods were actually real and they were living and they could help them and whatnot. So they materialized these idols. So Allah is using whom sarcastically in the Quran as well. It's like, why don't you ask the big one of them? Like this big dude over here with my biceps and muscles, and this big guy that you molded like this with a big nose and whatnot. This guy, why don't you ask him? If at all he's actually real. He's not real. So even the fact that Allah is using whom and not her is a mockery to their own, to actually point them, to make them understand they're not real. Why are you making them real? They're not real. SubhanAllah. It's amazing.
actually, he had kept the axe on his shoulders, na sister, on the bigger one.
Yeah. So the evidence was with the guy, because he has the axe. He's the only one surviving. He's the big one, So maybe he did it. I mean, all the evidence is pointing to him. Why are you asking me? Ibrahim is basically making them question their own minds. Look, he's the one with the axe. I was sick. How could I have done this? It's that big guy over there. Look at him. Ask him. Go on. Or ask the other idols. Yeah? It's really amazing. Any other points? I know we are way over time today, but I think it's worth it.
It was really amazing.
I think we can end there. And then inshallah we'll see you next week with another beautiful story. May Allah guide us and protect us and protect our people and our families from shirk and from all evils and from ignorance and from arrogance, from all evils of the heart. SubhanAllah, may Allah protect us. Ameen ya Rabbal. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم
عليكم
السلام
السلام
ورحمة
ورحمة
الله
الله
وبركاته.
وبركاته.
جزاك الله
جزاك الله
خير.
خير. كثيرا.
إياكم، جزاكم الله خيرا.